Hi, I'm Dr. Sulata Shenoy, Psychologist and Director, Turning Point, Center for Psychological Assessments, Therapies and Counseling, Jayanagar, Bengaluru. Analysis of people and understanding of human behavior dates well back into several decades of the study of human beings. Initially, it was thought that one could make out a person's personality or behavior responses from the physique, from the facial features or from the size of the head or from certain body types. Now, all that seems to be redundant and obsolete and is no longer in prevalence. So, how and what is it that psychologists can do to infer about responses and personalities? This is highly interesting and one of the challenging jobs for a psychologist. It's very difficult to find out what goes on inside a person's mind. And regardless of the common stereotype of the psychologist being a mind reader or somebody who can look into your brain or knows your thoughts, it's a highly complicated procedure and sometimes very challenging. And to get at an accurate description of a person, it may take a lot of skill as well as a lot of perseverance in the right direction. So, psychologists have come up with a number of ways or strategies to analyze human behavior. One of them is the questionnaire method, whereby a person is asked, how is it, how do you respond when someone says something to you, how do you behave in public, how do you handle stress. All these things are either usually in a multiple format or in a descriptive essay type. So, from that there is some gleaning that a psychologist can get about the person's behavior, but it is also very subjective and prone to falsification. The other method which a person responses and the personality is assessed is through his dealings with people. So, various people may be interviewed in and around his surroundings, and an analysis of his common way of responding could be made. A very highly complex and interesting way is the projective technique, whereas in which a person is given an ambiguous or a unstructured stimulus and asked to say something that comes to his mind. So, it's like seeing the clouds. When you see a cloud, you might think of it as a map of a country, or you might think of it as a person's profile, etc. So, psychologists say that your first response, why would you think of the country, why would you think of a person, would give some insight into your own thinking and your personality. And similarly, there was this ink blot test made famous by Rorschach, the Swiss psychologist, whereas he would give a series of 10 ink blots and the person is asked to say what he sees in the ink blots, and the responses are meticulously recorded and analyzed in terms of whether there is movement, shading, etc., etc. Many parameters are there. So, in that way, we have been able to have some understanding of human personality and responses, though I would like to add that it's a highly complicated and complex process and it is interesting but not always foolproof. So, we need to have a number of strategies. Maybe we should combine the personality rating scales with interview method, with the social method of analysis as well as projective techniques.